Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly lecture videos, and this is the last video this week. And in this video, I'm going to talk about optimum capital structure. If you recall, in the last two videos, we have established the basis for an optimum capital structure. A firm will borrow because the interest tax shield could be valuable for some of its shareholders. At relatively low debt level, the probability of bankruptcy for an individual or liquidation for a firm and financial distress is low, and the benefit of debt outweigh the cost for the firm. At the very high debt level, the possibility of financial distress is a chronic, ongoing problem for the firm. So any benefits from debt financing may be more than offset by the financial distress cost. Okay. Dividend imputation change our ideas on the use of debt to some degree. However, the major assumption that all shareholders can use franking credits and firm can pay 100% frank dividend distorts reality. Many large firms earn income overseas and have international shareholders who are unable to use the franking credits. So taking these into account, we therefore concentrate on classical tax system first and then look at the effect of imputation. So to start the capital structure theory, optimum capital structure theory, first of all, the static theory of capital structure. The theory of capital structure in a classical tax system that we have outlined earlier is called the static theory of capital structure. It says that firms borrow up to the point where the tax benefit from an extra dollar in debt is exactly equal to the cost that comes from the increased probability of financial distress. Okay, we call this the static theory because it assumes that the firm is fixed in terms of its assets and operations, and it considers only possible changes in the debt equity ratio. Okay, these points can be described well using this diagram. So the static theory that I just explained is illustrated in this figure. It plots the value of the firm in the vertical axis against the total debt in the horizontal axis. In this diagram, the lines correspond to three different stories. Okay, the first is proposition 1 with no taxes. Okay, proposition 1 with no taxes. This is the horizontal line extending from the unlevered firm VU, and it indicates that the value of firm is unaffected by the capital structure. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this corresponds to proposition 1. No changes as the firm uses debt, because we previously discussed that the value of the firm is unaffected by the level of debt. Okay, the second case is proposition 1 with corporate taxes, is represented by the upward sloping straight line. This is what I'm talking about, upward sloping straight line. These two cases are exactly the same as the ones we previously illustrated in the second video in this way. Okay, the third case illustrates our current discussion. Okay, the value of the firm rises to a maximum and then declines beyond that point. This is the picture that we get from the static theory. Okay, the maximum value of the firm VL star is reached at that level debt of D star. Okay, so this is what, and this is the maximum value of the firm at D star. So this is the optimal amount of borrowing. Okay, put another way, the firm's optimal capital structure is composed of D star. That means this is the level of debt. Okay, D star divided by VL. Okay, so this is This is the proportion of debt, and 1 minus this will be the proportion of equity. That should be our optimum capital structure, and we call it optimum capital structure because at this point, the value of the firm is maximized. Okay. The final thing to notice in this figure is that the difference between the value of the firm in our static theory and that the value of the firm with taxes is the loss in value. Okay, loss in value. This is what I'm talking about. Loss in value from the possibility of financial distress. Also, the difference between the static theory value of the firm and the value with no taxes is the gain from leverage net of distress costs.